Welcome back to the Titanium Hangar. This is Mike, and I'm coming at you with the weekly news and review for June 11th, 2023. We got some Transformers news in all the different scales, Masterpiece, Legends, and Mainline. We also have some Masters of the Universe stuff. We got some big things, some small things, but they're all pretty important in my opinion. And then we've got Indiana Jones SH Figuarts, and I'm going to talk about the reviews of the upcoming movie. Haven't been that great. We also have a little bit of Star Wars stuff, and might I put an emphasis on little bit of Star Wars stuff, but there is something out there. And some Tmnt stuff and more coming up. Okay, starting out with some stuff at Show Z. This week I see some interesting stuff that I was very surprised to see. First of all, X-Translot's Ollie. If you don't have a wheelie already, ready to go, this is the version 2, and tightened up some of the joints and all that kind of stuff. Currently, it's the best one on the market for a wheelie, and no one else has announced making one, so this is still the reigning king. Fans Toys Thomas, the US toy version is on sale from $220 down to $180. So that's a pretty good price, $180 for this guy. And I personally think it's because the Japanese one's coming. So they have the Japanese toy version and the US toy version, and so with that, trying to clear this one out before they get the other one, probably, that's my gut feeling. And this was the biggest surprise of all, Unique Toys Palm Collection YMO2. This is Headmasters. These Headmasters are the original ones. These aren't the McFans Toys ones, these are the Unique Toys ones. It says coming soon for $26 for a set of 2, that's $13 each. But this is exciting for one reason, because these are pretty cool. But I'm more excited about the other ones. What if they reissue these other ones? So we know that set's coming. Would they reissue this one here that has Highbrow and Ape-Face? Because that would be pretty cool. Or would they reissue this other one that has Snapdragon and Cerebros? Anyway, cool stuff. But you can get the Hardhead and the other one. Hardhead and the other one. Pretty cool. Alright, so we've got some Masterpiece, they say it's KO, but it's really not, but it sort of is, of the Fans Toys Quietus. This is the orange version. This is called the MH-01C Hurricane Fleet Commander, and it's a limited edition, limited to 500 units. MH Toys in stock now at several places. I know TF Safari has it, AliExpress, but Shozy will not stock this, because Fans Toys has said if you stock these, they will not sell you theirs. They don't want to risk losing the Fans Toys product, and other places are rolling the dice on it, and so with that, they're still getting Fans Toys product too somehow. But $80, limited edition. That orange looks cool. Shattered glass version. If you want it, go find it from one of those places. Pretty cool overall, and the quality is okay. It's not quite up to Fans Toys, but not horrible. Dreams Heart Toys is showing an update of their Superion. So this thing looks pretty cool, pretty interesting, definitely stylized, but the note, they said it's the fearless god of war, wishes all candidates to be fearless and go straight to the sky, go, struggle. There is a kind of no regrets called high school. I guess this is like a graduation kind of thing, I don't know, but pretty cool, interesting note that they put with it. And as you can see, all this stuff looks pretty much done except the lower left leg. That looks like it's still a prototype, but looks like it's getting closer. So Fans Hobby is showing the first color test shots of the MB24 plane mode, and the thing is, they show it separate and combined. I haven't been showing all these updates because they look almost identical every single week, but this looks different. So these look good. They don't really look so much heavily painted as they are just colored plastic, but this is what they look like combined, and pretty awesome. Pretty interesting, and nobody else is making these, so get on them if you're interested in these. Fans Hobby. So YOLO Park is showing some teasers for Beast Mode Optimus Primal, and so this is supposedly coming up as a model kit, and it's previously like the AMK series, and so with that, it's going to be interesting to see it when it comes out and all that kind of stuff. YOLO Park does really good work, and they're the ones making that $2,400 Optimus Prime. That's going to do amazing stuff. Is that out yet? So, another non-transforming Optimus Primal, but in a different mode, I guess you could say. This is the Rise of the Beast 3.0 Deluxe Optimus Primal. and it's going to be 11.4 inches tall, 60 inches, or 60 points of articulation, not 60 inches, 60 points of articulation, non-transformable, and it's going to look pretty good. I don't have the price on it just yet, but I think these go for around the 160 price point, but they haven't revealed the price yet, so don't quote it. That's just what I've seen on some of the past ones. So sticking with it closer to the G1 realm, they're doing the 3.0 MDLX, which is sort of like mini deluxe, and it's only 7 inches tall instead of 11 inches tall, and usually a bit cheaper. Of course, they don't have the pricing in there just yet on this one either, but it is made of die-cast, and it does have 48 points of articulation made of zinc alloy die-cast. Combination frame and accessories include an ion blaster, energy axe, Autobot matrix of leadership, and 6 pairs of interchangeable hands, so this is still really cool looking, but sort of fits more of the main line since it's only 7 inches tall. Well, getting away from 7 inches and getting into 40 centimeters, what's 40 centimeters, like 16 inches? So 16 inch tall RoboSyn, this is just another picture of their non-transforming but functional RoboSyn Optimus Prime from The Rise of the Beast. It features animatronics, and it can be programmed however you wish, and will feature voice phrases from Peter Cullen, the #1 Optimus Prime, and there it is. And this thing's going to be expensive, but it doesn't transform. They're kind of getting away from that. Takara put out a video. I'm not going to mess with trying to put that video in here, but you can check it out, of this upcoming Masterpiece Hoist, which looks way different than their Trailbreaker. But I think it looks really good. I think they're going to do a good job with it. It's going to be awesome. Weight-wise, I don't know how it's going to hold up. And, there's questions about this. But aesthetically, I think it's going to hold up aesthetically, especially with the paint they do. But when you look at this picture, all these figures look pretty good in this picture. This looks like a nice-looking group of figures. And there's some controversial figures in this picture, which is really funny. Like Trax, and like Bumblebee version 2.0, and like Hound, and I guess you could say also like Ironhide, yet they all look pretty good on display here. Speaking of Takara, they made an announcement that their next masterpiece is going to be Rhinox. They're going to make a Beast Wars Rhinox, and it's so strange because I just reviewed that KO oversize of the Studio Series. That was only $30, but it's about masterpiece scale, and it's funny that that thing came out, it was produced as if there was someone with inside knowledge knowing there's a true Masterpiece one coming, so this is the last chance, last ditch effort to really pull off a KO oversize and sell it for the Masterpiece collectors before the real MP comes. It's interesting because that's the gut feeling I got when that came out, and it turns out to be right. But this is the stuff on display at Tokyo Toy Show. They also had their raid in there, and so another one that has people that love this thing and hate this thing, and it's just at the end of the day, do you like it? Then you win on this one. So there's always the comparison to the Moon Studio, but they're both going for different things. They got it on display there. They're also displaying their hoist, and that looks pretty much like their promotional pictures, but this is an in-hand picture, so this is somebody that's not working for Takara taking the picture, and I don't think it looks bad. So just like what I was saying earlier, pretty decent looking figure. I already forgot what this thing's called, Jaxa Prime or something like that. It's the Cruiser Prime, but Lunar Cruiser, there it is. But they got this on display. This is going to be an exclusive over there, so pretty cool looking, pretty interesting. If you're a Prime collector, you have to have this, right? Also, the Nemesis, you got to understand they're displaying everything that they make, and so that includes mainline stuff. Takara doesn't just do Masterpiece. They are actually the engineering and mind behind Hasbro. And this thing here, I'm waiting for a sale on it. I'm not super excited for it, and I kind of wish it didn't pay full price for the ARC, but I still like it. I think it's pretty cool stuff, so I'm definitely going to pick one of these up on a sale. So MK Toys is making this KO of New Age's Skyfire, and from what I can gather from the pictures I've seen, it doesn't look like it's any taller than the previous one. It's just a straight up KO of it. So it'll be interesting to see how this works out. Of course, they add a whole lot of stuff to it, as you can see in there, but I still haven't gotten my hands on any of the MK Toy stuff. I know they made a Grimlock, and they're making some other things, but I don't have any of them. I haven't really found where to order them or gone out of my way to get them, but depends on the price whether I go out of my way to get this guy. There's a company called Best Toys, making a BTO2KO, and it's even associating with McFans Toys as an Astro train. So that's kind of interesting. It's going on right there. So I've seen it up for pre-order at TF Direct, and I'm not exactly sure if this is the same one McFans Toys is making. McFans Toys making one. This is a knockoff of McFans Toys, but anyhow, once it comes up for pre-order and I got a price for it, then I'll talk more about it. So New Age has a slew of recolor figures coming. This one is the H52 Poison, and it's the Shattered Glass Ratchet, and it looks pretty good. This mold is a decent mold. They definitely did up their game from the 1.0 to this 2.0, so looks pretty cool, looks pretty good overall. So this is their H47P Sling Blade, which is a Bulkhead, and that guy, it doesn't look like Bulkhead, but it's kind of copying what X-Transbots did, and sort of kind of along the lines of what Hasbro's sort of doing with some of these characters, is making the Prime figures look more like G1, I guess. But that's what it looks like, and it's less re-engineering and less mold that they have to they can reuse a lot of mold. They can make it a little bit cheaper and keep it affordable, I guess, but not even sure how many Transformer Prime collectors are collecting Legends, to tell you the truth. Okay, so New Age also has a couple of recolors of their Hound mold, and this is the H50B Brain Scan, and I don't know the lore behind it. I'm sure somebody does, but still kind of fun that they do all these recolors and remolds, and that you can get what you want if you want it. Of course, you have to pay for it. Red Scorpion H50C, Red Scorpion, so interesting looking, and yeah, that looks cool. A color scheme looks cool, looks pretty interesting, something that makes sort of sense, just color-wise. King Toys is showing more of their mini combiner for they call it the Thor Mini Color Prototype. So here we go with this guy right here is the 05, and of course they're going to be combining to make their Predaking and all that kind of stuff. This does look a lot like you'd expect in Legend scale. This is the 04, and I have to admit, I am not able to truly keep up with what they've shown and what they haven't shown and what's what with this mini, but I think this is the mini compared to the standard one, I believe, and just kind of show you the size difference, scale difference, and what to expect with this guy. But still kind of interesting that they're doing it. They're not exactly the same. They're not shrunk down versions. There are going to be some differences between them, but they're really. And we're getting into looking at the CY Mini 01 Furo Mini Gray Prototype, and this is how it looks next to the big one, the Masterpiece, and this is how it looks in the alt mode. So I've been showing the other ones in bot mode. This is in alt mode, and pretty cool stuff. And this is good for Legends collectors to get their Predaking in Legends. Okay, so there's a list of figures from this company in China that is making these figures that are non-transformable, slightly super deformed. There's a slight bit of super deformity to them. Anyway, they're making an Optimus Prime, a Megatron, an Ironhide, a Ratchet, a Prowl, a Jazz, Blue Streak, Skywarp, and Thundercracker, all in sort of G1 style. But then there's doing some Rise of the Beast with a Bumblebee, Optimus Primal, Scourge, Optimus Prime, and Optimus Primal in Beast mode. And yes, we've seen this before. This is just an updated list on more that they're going to make, and still not 100% sure where to buy these from, but as soon as I find out, I'll let y'all know. So it looks like New Age is actually putting out toy versions of Backdraft and Daedalus, or their take on Inferno and Grapple, which they already looked good, but now they're extra painted, extra bits of... It would look like stickers, but it's actually paint. I believe that's how they're doing it, but it looks really good. So there's the Inferno and then Grapple, and just giving it more accents and make it look a little more interesting toy version, but great looking paint job overall. These look outstanding. Okay, so there's going to be a Super 7 Shogun G1 Megatron, and they showed the official image of this. If this is something you're into, Shogun Warriors collect Shogun, and they're all about it, so this is probably something they'd be up their alley. I think they charge like $300 for these things. Now, they haven't come out with the price on this one yet, but I've seen They're Shoguns, and they ask $300 for them, so it's kind of crazy. 2 foot tall, and it features detachable fusion cannon, spring-loaded push-button firing fist, kind of like you expect with Shogun Warriors, and embedded foot wheels, again, like you'd expect with Shogun Warriors. So it's cool for the very small niche of collectors that want this. Sticking with Super 7, we actually have people get these Beast Wars reactions in hand, and I'm going to admit I think they look really good for what they are. $20 is a lot for these figures, but at the same time, this is very unique. And if you're a Beast Wars collector, then you know that you probably won't see something like this ever again in your lifetime. 3.75-inch versions of Beast Wars, but really cool, really interesting, and I'm probably going to have a hard time fighting the urge to buy these, even though I'm not a huge Beast Wars collector. I do appreciate what's going on right here. Alright, so we've got first in-hand images, which is crazy, but in-hand images, a Bombshell Deluxe, and so I'm pretty sure they're going to fill out the whole set of these Decepticons, and I think they look good. Kickback's a good figure, this looks like it's going to be a good figure, and then we get the last one, it's going to work out pretty well, so I think it does look like a great set overall. What does it look like in alt mode? And this is what it looks like in alt mode, and looks pretty good. So, and I think the one on the right, was that like an exclusive somewhere? I never picked it up. Kind of regret not getting it now, but still looks really cool. Insecticons. The vintage ones are still real cheap and easy to get online, but these look to be better. Takara is also showing off the Beast Wars Versus 2-pack, and I think the way these are sold, these are only Takara Tomy Mall exclusives, but I do think that other retailers might be carrying them, like TF Source and some of them. So anyhow, if you missed out on a Pterosaur the first few times, then you might want to get them. And if you missed out on a Rat Trap, maybe you want to pick them up too. The set might be worth it, but I don't know. These are usually pretty expensive and pretty premium price. Okay, so it looks like we're getting the Legacy Evolution Leader Prime Dreadwing. This is the first look at it with... It's cool looking. It looks really cool. And it's a reuse of the previous Skyquake figure, and it is shown here in accurate deco. And looks good. I just think it looks really good. So leader class will be like $55 price range and all that kind of stuff. Here it is in the alt mode, and I thought the Skyquake figure was a pretty cool looking figure too. So this one looks cool also. And yeah, pretty awesome. If you're interested in this, start looking out for it pretty soon. We got pictures of the buzzworthy Bumblebee damaged prowls from the movie. And with this, I'm curious how many figures are going to make like this that are damaged, that are dying, the dead version, dying version. This is cool. It's interesting. It doesn't look like they changed a whole lot about it. He does have a new facial expression, and of course the paint apps and all of that kind of stuff makes it look pretty interesting and different than what they put out before, but it's still the same mold. And is it a worthwhile pickup? It just depends. How badly do you want to reenact that scene? So it looks like Takara Tomy Mall in celebration, I guess, with Rise of the Beast coming out there, including an Awakening Weapon, clear red Cheetor, and this is going to be included with different sets, the Optimus Primal, or the Beast Power Beast Mode Bumblebee, or the Beast Power Beast Mode Optimus Prime. And so with that, this is the Beast Power Beast Mode Optimus Prime. Kind of a cool inclusion that's just a toss-in, but these are, I think these are more targeted towards little kids, these figures, but still kind of cool. So don't spoil it for me yet. I haven't watched Rise of the Beast. I'm going to watch a matinee with the kids because it's cheaper. That's how you do things, you know? And so what we've seen from critics, we've seen Rotten Tomatoes 54%, audience score is 88, critic 54, and then IMDb is a 6.6 out of 10 for critic, 7.2 out of audience, and then Metacritic is a 42 out of 100 and for critics, and 7.4 out of the audience. So it's not getting the greatest reviews, but it's not getting horrible. I guess 42 out of 100 is pretty bad, but you never really could trust the critics. You really got to look at the fan score, in my opinion, on this. But still, you got to trust your own feelings when you watch. Okay, so what we had in G.I. Joe Classified, they launched the Dragonfly HasLab, and it funded in a little over a day the 10,000 backers it needed, 275. You get this, everything in this picture is the base cost. And then At 13,000, it's going to unlock the first unlock figure, which is Night Force Ripcord, and everybody's guessing what the other ones are going to be. The consensus is Airborne, and maybe a Hawk, maybe something else. But anyhow, this is probably going to hit the 13,000 mark to unlock the Ripcord by Sunday or Monday. So probably Monday they'll come out and tell us what the other one or two is going to be for the unlocks there. But it is losing steam after the initial push through to get it funded right away in a little over a day. But still exciting, and I've got more coming on this, another video coming on this real soon. And what's showing up now is this Arctic bat, and it looks really cool. So this Arctic bat here that is showing up, and people are already getting it. I didn't order it or pre-order any of that kind of stuff just yet, but now I'm kind of regretting it. I kind of want one, but I feel like I've been burned on all of the other bats, paying 25 or 26 bucks for it, and then find it somewhere else for cheaper. So maybe I'll find it somewhere else cheaper, but I think it's an exclusive, so I might have to go after it. Valaverse is showing this truck-ish kind of thing they got going on with Resvani. I don't know anything about that company, but they make security cars, armored cars kind of stuff, I guess. And so he's partnering with them, which is really smart. I mean, I didn't even know this existed, and a really cool, interesting looking design that they've got going on for this 1/12 scale vehicle. I don't know the price. He didn't put all the information out. This is just announced either today or yesterday or something along those lines. So did make a video about it today, my understanding. Pretty exciting stuff. Interested in seeing more about this project. Getting in the Masters of the Universe, they're doing some reissues of some Origins, and well, I don't know if it's reissues or we're finally getting the US versions, because it's my understanding that some of these figures were international versions versus US versions, and the US version is going to have the comic book in it. Anyway, that's my understanding, but people are saying it's all reissues. So anyhow, if you haven't ordered these yet, order them. BBTS, in Entertainment Earth, any of those places. But I wanted to get the US Randor because I had the international Randor prior to this. So pretty exciting stuff right here. So I've got pictures of the Man-E-Faces mini comic version. And so this is kind of cool. People probably still need a Man-E-Faces for their Origins collection, especially with all the stuff that's coming out. And instead of just doing a straight reissue, they're doing the comic version, which doesn't look much different at all. I think the faces are different, and that's what this picture is supposed to depict and show. But with that, it's cool that they're putting it back out and giving people another chance to get this figure, even though it's slightly different. And the biggest news, 12-inch news, is the 1/6 scale Skeletor for Mondo. They are either putting it back out, or I don't know if it's been out. I thought it's already been released. I don't know what's different about this, but I'm not really keeping up so much with Mondo. I don't do the Doll Life, the 1/6 scale 12-inch, although these all look amazing. But when it comes to Ninja Turtles, I think the biggest news is this Casey Jones Foot Soldier, what appears to be a reissue. And I never saw this in the store, and I never had an opportunity to order this. Now it's on Target.com right now for $54. I thought what was going to happen was we were going to get this figure, but it's going to be a newer version, and updated like a 2.0. And this looks, from all the pictures I'm looking at, exactly the same as the first one that came out. I don't know. So I ordered one right away, instantly. I was like, I got to order it. And so they're still up right now as I'm filming. So this figure was pushing $200. And there's still people like that bought it for $90 or $110 or something. That's in the completeds on eBay for just a couple months ago, even though they announced a new version coming and all that kind of stuff. But this does look amazing. This is probably the best Casey Jones for cartoon that's out there. And if you're into TMNT and you like just getting overloaded with the $700 worth of product coming in, then it's probably happening in Summer Geek Out here at Target. I don't know what's all going to be in it, but it's going to be fun to look at and see what's going on. I've really picked and choose on these, and it's fun because a lot of product shows up, so the chances of getting them are a little higher than average, but it's exciting, but it's expensive. All right, Super 7 real quick. Super 7 Princess Bride figures. I thought it's been announced, but I guess we're actually getting to see the renders now. And so with this, cool looking stuff, fun if you're into the movie. So this is sort of, I don't want to insult anyone, but this is sort of the same idea behind Pops. People like Pops, and action figure collectors look at Pops and say, those aren't worth $9, or now I guess they're selling for 13 or whatever they sell for. They're just not what action figure collectors look for. And then action figure collectors look at these and say, that's not worth $20 because that's not what we're looking for. But they secure so many properties, they're not going to get made in any other scale or any other way, shape, or form, that if you love a property, then you might as well just go for them. That's the way I look at it. Our Simpson collector is going to come out and support this Treehouse of Terror line of Simpsons figures. Probably. Looks pretty cool. So we've got an Alf Melmac Comic-Con figure, and it's an exclusive SDCC 2023. Looks cool. What else you can do with Alf? And there's not really a whole lot you can do with Alf. No reason to put out 6 different versions of Alf, but I'm sure NECA will figure out a way to get a few of them out there. So I did pick up the original one. A lot of fun, and this guy looks about the same, of course, with different shirt. And in typical NECA style, they are putting different accessories with it. So pretty cool stuff. I mean, look at that phone. This is embarrassing. That phone's embarrassing. That was high tech back then, right? And there's his video camera. Again, another big video camera. Old 80s stuff. Lots of fun. So there's this figure on BBTS. It's a BBTS exclusive. It's a 1/12 scale Vampirella. And it's pretty cool looking. She has the black outfit, so her costume is black. And with all of that, quite revealing. And I've never heard anything about this. It's something that popped up, but there's evidently a few other versions of her that are already on BBTS and some other figures that go along with this. So cool looking, but $80. So in case you're not happy with the Hasbro Adventure, is it Adventure Series, $25 6-inch scale figure, then you can go with the SH Figuarts for $67 is the converted over price. So anyhow, this is how he looks. He is the Raiders of the Lost Ark, and I think it looks pretty good. I don't know if it's worth almost triple the Hasbro one, but that's kind of how SH Figuarts goes. They're a little bit better, but also a little bit delicate too. So here he is. So I'm thinking that you swap the arms. Is that what happens? You swap the arms and then put a jacket, sort of a vest on him in a way, and put arms on that have coat arms. Maybe that's how it works. So it's pretty cool. Different options. You can swappable heads and change out the heads and all that kind of stuff, I'm guessing. So looks pretty interesting if you're in on this. I probably won't, though. I don't really buy those. And my philosophy is, if I can get a Hasbro one that's good enough, I'm happy with it. Or a Super 7 was middle of the road. These are the higher end ones. I usually avoid them just because of budget, you know. And with Indiana Jones, this, I guess the last movie that's going to get made with Harrison Ford in it, I'm guessing, is getting bad reviews from pretty much everyone that's seen it. Nobody's said anything good about it that I've heard, and I'm still going to go in and try to enjoy it and all that. But at the end of the day, if I have to eat my words, because I thought it was going to be a good movie. I was hoping for a good movie. I was hoping that Harrison Ford had more influence in it, but it looks like he doesn't have any influence at all, which is sad, really. It is sad. If he doesn't have any say or voice in it at all, then that's just not right, in my opinion. But I don't know how these movies work, and evidently I will probably be eating my words, but I'm going to give it my all. For Star Wars, there really isn't anything this week. Really, no real news. I mean, there's a couple of things that I'm going to touch on, though. And June 14th at 9 p.m., there's supposed to be some Star Wars something that's going to be going on. So set a reminder for Hasbro Star Wars action figures. What could it be? Something new, something old, something new based on something old. Set a reminder and find out. So we'll see what's going on Wednesday. All the news this week for the actual product, for the most part, has just been this thing's on sale and this stuff's in stock, and that's basically what's going on. This was on sale on Amazon. I think it was on a deeper sale than it is now, but it's back to like $44. I don't know what the original price is. They price this stuff so high these days that I can't tell what's a normal price anymore, or what's a sale price, or what's being gouged. So it's really tough to tell. Then this Weequay wave is in stock at Entertainment Earth and other places too. So it's funny because this Weequay didn't sell well at retail the first go around, and then all of a sudden shot up in price, probably because of the katana, and then now it's getting reissued, and I almost guarantee this thing's going to be a shelf warmer and a peg warmer anywhere it is. And the Ahsoka series will be on Disney Plus on August 23rd. So if you like Ahsoka and all that kind of stuff, then you'll probably enjoy this. Maybe, who knows? Mandalorian sort of carrying over into this. But this is why people think the next Star Wars HasLab's going to be the Ghost, the Phantom going to work with the Ghost, all that kind of stuff. And interesting, we'll see what it is. My money's on the Ewok Village now, and I've got to say, when I saw one in person, made me want an Ewok Village. So when I saw a life-size one in person, I realized we need a better one than the 3 dead trees that we got from Kenner. So let me know what you think about this week's weekly news interview. What else is going on out there? Because I'd like to know. Like and subscribe. Teddy Hanger out.